Can I get a...
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Can you do it one more time?
Yep. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear me? Awesome. Sorry, I'm just sharing it to my staff. Yeah, so where do you live?
Campbelltown, bro.
Campbelltown. Which part?
Newcastle Square, if you know where that
Yep.
is. Where are you from?
The Shire.
Oh, shit. And you know Campbelltown?
Yeah, I know Camden Council very well.
Why is that?
My brother has a house over there. So I know Campbelltown, Aids, all of them, Claymore. Yeah. I know the whole
Whole area.
whole spiel. So where exactly are you then in Campbelltown?
Like literally like right next to Newcastle Square.
Ah, what's the suburb? Campbelltown?
Yeah, like Park Central.
Yeah, 'cause people say Campbelltown, I'm like, yeah, but where?
Yeah.
It's like me saying the Shire. I'm in Sylvania, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Park Central. Like that road in between the park and
Yeah.
Newcastle Square, that's like the road I live on.
Yeah, got you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a cold, chilly night here at Valentine Sports Park, home of Football New South Wales and home of tonight's National Premier League 1 men's match of the round 19, Hills United versus Newcastle Jets. We can see both captains in the middle, Glenn Kelshaw and Javier Bertoncello, ready to get things underway. Speaking of those in the middle, we have Nicholas Farmer, Joshua Kermon and Lorcan Edwards Vialta, the referees, stepping themselves up and getting ready for a game, the game and match of the round. Hills United sit 12th, Newcastle Jets sit 5th. And Hills United are coming off a massive 2-0 win against Northern Tigers, who are in the Australia Cup round of 32. And Newcastle Jets are coming off a 4-1 win against NSW FC. So 2 big wins last week for both of these sides. So both sides are in the forms of their lives and looking to continue that form. As we are here, the house is overlooking the floodlights at Valentine Sports Park. It is a cold one. But for those at home watching the game, welcome. I am Christos Mavromastakis. I will bring you the next 90 minutes or so. So bear with my voice, because you're going to get used to it for the next 90 minutes. Get a cup of coffee, get a blanket, rug yourselves up like lots of people are doing here in the crowd, and get ready, because this 90 minutes that you are about to witness are going to be a sight of the spectacles. There'll be plenty of goals, plenty of drama, and hopefully for me, lots to say and lots to do as the referee does his final checks, and it looks like we're going to kick off right about now. Hills United are in the yellow strip, while Newcastle are in the all-white strip, as Hills United kick us off with a throw-in that is going quick here for Hills United as they look to try and play something through to the middle as they play on to the back now. Hills United's trying to send it long. The target man was Yuki Kanai, who scored in that Northern Tigers match last round, handling from Japan, but it was no dice there, and we are officially back underway with Newcastle Jets. Here's McSeveny. And here is James with his bleach blonde hair. There's a beautiful poke there from Cameron Phillip, who is a Hills United nomad there. And we are going to be restarted now with Kiri James, who has started all but one game this season. Very young squad here. The man that just had the ball, McSeveny. Newcastle just looking to get things started here. Here is Luca West, who rotates between both first grade and under 20s. That was a beautiful piece of skill there from Walid Mutuakil, as he sends it long now to Cameron Phillip. Whips it in now, but it was a pivotal deflection there from Kiri James, who gets us our first corner of the match, and we are only 1 minute and 43 seconds in here. Hills United versus Newcastle Jets. For those that are just joining in, be sure to stick around for this match, because I can promise you now that it will be a good one, as the ball is going to get whipped in now for the corner. It's a nice whip there, but it is safe hands there from Oscar Archbold, who has represented Australia at a youth level, and Oliver Cockle now with on the burners, but Byron Ginn says no, you can't have any of that, as he intercepts that counter-attack and looks to hopefully restart here for Hills United, located of course in the Hills district of Sydney, and Newcastle in the coast of Newcastle. So big away trip for the boys in white. Hopefully they have something planned for the night, because it will be a treacherous drive home, especially on that highway at this time of night. And Hills United are now trying to find some sort of opening here, as it comes to Byron Ginn, who's gone out wide now. Hills United clearly love to use the wide men. We haven't seen much action now through the middle, but Newcastle Jets now have possession of the ball. Now they still have possession here with Angus Muddle, who is a 19-year-old Newcastle Jets nomad here. And now it's gone out to Carl McSeveny. Out wide now to Kiri James, rocking some beautiful pink boots there, what we like to see. Javier Bertoncello, 20-year-old. Luca West, beautiful whip. Not enough, obviously, to get it into the back of the net. And Hills United now restart with Dimi Petratos in the middle, not to be confused with the Dimi Petratos that is applying his trade in India. Both of his brothers playing for the Ceylon Sharks. 1 year left in Dimi Petratos' contract, so there could be potential to see him back in the Australian Sydney Shores in not this competition, but maybe a higher competition. And it is gone out wide now. Cameron Phillip was the target man, but it is now a throw. It looks like it's going to be Kiri James to take the throw. Gone back now from the pass from De Bono. Newcastle once again with the throw. Been quite evenly sided so far here in Valentine Sports Park. Chested down now for from Hills United. Played all the way back now to Archbold for Newcastle Jets. Bit of a tussle there. But it is Hills United now who restart into the middle now. Hoofed up, but it looks like Mutuakil was just a fraction offside. Mutuakil, French-Moroccan here. Played in the 6th tier of French football. And here is Garang Aru, who sends it out now to Angus Muddle, a Toronto native, not Toronto, Canada, Toronto, New South Wales. Hills United now looking for some sort of attack. It was a very lucky deflection there for the switch. Here's Cameron Phillip with just a little toe for a throw-in. And James here has been very busy on our side. And here is Garangaru. Now Mc70. Back into the middle now. Newcastle Jets go and back out wide. They love using their wide men. That was James now who passed it through to De Bono. But it is regained by Jin. Now here is Phillip trying to send it long to Dimi Petratos, who is rocking that mullet. We can see it from here. Here is Angus Muddle, who sends it out wide now. Back in now, Angus Muddle with the whip. Touched out from Mutuakil. And it goes all the way back now to Ryan Wood, the Hills United goalkeeper. Trying to send it long, but it falls to Angus Muddle. Newcastle using their defenders wisely and looks to go wide again, but instead go into the middle to Luca West, who has also represented the Socceroos on a junior level. The flick is on, and that's brilliant defending there from Byron Jin. And Muddle restarts back to Aru. And now he is Mc70. McSeveny, Aru, McSeveny out wide once again to James. Both fullbacks, James and Muddle, been very busy so far in the first 7 minutes of this match. And it's a tussle as Gianni Rafti tries to get the ball, but instead gives away the linesman pointed the other way, but the referee goes against it. And it is a Newcastle Jets free kick. Is it going to be Gianni Rafti to take? It looks like him and Muddle are discussing what to do. And it looks like Rafti is stepping away from it and is going to be Angus Muddle. he was part of the squad that won the old NPL New South Wales 3 competition in 2022, Mr. Angus Muddle, who whips it in now, and it's hit, but it's straight at the keeper there. You could hear a pin drop as Oliver Cockle got a toe onto that, but it is Ryan Wood, the goalkeeper, who is going to restart now. His photo that I have here is very young of him. Ryan Wood, been at the club since 2023. Now here's Muddle once again. Aru going back to Oscar Archbold. Muddle again. Got his feet there in a bit of a muddle, but Hills United are there to restart. Now, it is Zen Gigliotti, but it is just a fraction offside from there from Timmy Petratos, who has 2 goals this season. One against Inter Lions, where he also got an assist, and another against Bankstown City Lions. And here is Garang Aru. Restarts it quickly to William Ike, who goes to Angus Muddle, who now is getting some action, and it seems like Kiri James, over closest to our screen here, can get a bit of a rest. Not to dishearten, obviously, his efforts so far in the game. Here is Aru, who is trying to find the pass, but instead has to go back to his centre-back, Patriot, and he was intercepted by Mutu Akil, but now it's Luca West. Here is Angus Muddle. As the clock strikes 10, we are still 0-0 here, and either side is to be into it, and it's a great save there from Ryan Wood. Xavier Bertoncello tries to get Newcastle the opening goal. They're roaring from their 4-1 big win against UNSW FC, the young lads from the north. It's beautifully chest down there. Hills United looking to restart the play. And it's come all the way back to the centre-backs. They're trying to find a space in the middle, which they do. Luca West with a pivotal touch, but it's Mutu Akil who has the ball from the pass from Lachlan Sepping, the captain. Sorry, he's not the captain, but from the pass from him. And there is Gigliotti rocking that man bun. He's got space now. They were trying to find Mutu Akil, the Frenchman, takes the shot, and it is a goal kick. Not handsome or pretty there from Gigliotti as the ball hits that deploy sign on the Football New South Wales advertising board. And here is Aru, who goes back to Mc70. Finally, it is Kiri James who gets another touch onto the ball. It's a nice shield there from De Bono, and it is a foul conceded by Byron Gin. Now, who is going to take it? It looks like it's going to go back to Mec78, who loves the Bible verse Isaiah 41:10. So, good on him. Here is Angus Muddle, who played it in. Now, here's Luca West, who we are in the west side of Sydney. So, Ike goes all the way back to Mec70, who I feel should rock the number 7 with a nickname like that. But that belongs to Gianni Rafti. And it is all the way back now for Hills United. We have other games going on around the ground, so if you do hear another whistle, do not be confused. Here is Garangaru, Mec70, out wide now to James. Mec70 to Aru. Centre-backs are definitely ball-playing centre-backs here for Newcastle Jets. It's a all-important touch there from Bakdanikoski, sorry. Now here is Mutu Akil, but it's beautifully touched there from Luca West, showing why he deserved to be picked for the young Australian Socceroos. And there is Mec70 to Aru. Muddle now goes to William Ike. Luca West. James. Aru trying to find an opening, whether that's through the middle or through the wing. It was through the middle. It is a great pass now. Newcastle with the meant to take the shot, and it is just out. Javier Bertoncello. It has to be nice there. It almost did go out for a throw-in. Javier Bertoncello. He had eyes onto the goal. It seemed like he was off with the races, but unfortunately, it was the ball that got the better of him, as Javier Bertoncello has 5 goals this season. That could have been his 6th, as he hasn't scored since round 15 against Canterbury Bankstown on the 17th of May in a 4-2 win. So he wants to add to that tally. Bertoncello, the captain, up now, controlled there beautifully by Mech 70. Now there is Angus Muddle. Sends it through now to Rafty, rocking and it's touched in! And it is fallen. I thought that fell into the back of the net. It was Oliver Cockle with the opportunity there. It did look like it fell into the back of the net, but it was just an easy goal kick. But Newcastle Jets have had the promising attacks. They just need to be more clinical in front of goal. And now here is Marcus Lal, who has represented Fiji in a junior level. Has been to Tahiti, which is pretty cool. Takes the shot. And that goes out for a throw-in. He would not want to look back at this replay and see that shot. That's for sure. And now it is thrown in by James. Hills United. Beautifully won there by Walid Mutuakil. Number 92. Whipping it in now. And it almost fell into the back of the net to a player. And it was Yuki Kanai with that wayward shot before. And a foul is won there by Rafty, who scored in their last game 20 minutes in. And is a 90-year-old Newcastle Jets nomad and was player of the match in that 4-1 win last game. Praised heavily the team and the boys, as you would do in a win like that. And now we are back underway. Here is Mac 70. Here is Aru. Out wide now to Muddle. And winning another foul, Rafty. Packed to the rafters with fouls, this young fella. And is winning many fouls for his side. Hopefully he's okay. Yep, he's back up on his feet. That's what we love to see. If you are just tuning in now, this is the National Premier League 1 men's. National Premier League 1. League 1 men's. Tongue twister that. Match of the round. Here is Rafty now. It's a beautiful cut inside. Passes it in to Debono, who's trying to find something. Takes the shot! And it just trickled out. Oliver Cockle trying to find the back of the net. That's the second shot of the match that has trickled out. And it looks like it's Cameron Phillip now intercepted. Not far now to Debono. And Baka Danakovsky is looking to be a menace at the back line and stubborn at the back line there. The big, tall centre-back hailing from Macedonia. North Macedonia. Here is Aru. Luca West tried to stick a toe out. It looks like he did stray offside. Hills United did stray offside there. Newcastle Jets with the more promising attacks, but can they bring that into fruition as they're trying to get themselves up into Premier League 1? Here is Garangaroo, and they could join the likes of Sydney FC and Western Sydney, the Bulls. Here's Aru. It's Central Coast. Aru now. James has the run long, but instead he finds Debono. He tried to find James, but it was intercepted by Philip. That's a beautiful header down from Lau. Look at that beautiful trickery there from Mutuakil. Très bien. He would love that bit of French there. There's Cameron Phillip. And it was Gigliotti with the interception. Newcastle Jets on the attack. The beautiful, great advantage there shown by the referee. Oliver Cockle finds Rafty. He's trying to find Muddle, but it looks like the ball muddled out and it is a goal kick here. If you want some more League One action between both of these sides, they're both playing at the exact same time next week, except Hills United travel to SD Raiders and Newcastle Jets host Dulwich Hill. So Dulwich Hill will make the trip up north. And Hills United will make the trip down south-west to take on the SD Raiders over at around Moorebank. And they will Hills United will now restart. Here is Yuki Kanai, hailing from Japan, and wins a foul for his side. And he's formerly of Radomir Lions and Mounties Wanderers. This is his first season with Hills United. And that was almost intercepted. Getting away, lucky, the captain, Glenn Kelshaw. There's Gigliotti. Here's Cameron Phillip. The youngsters so far so good. Here is Mutu Wakil. Try it with lots of trickery there. Here is Gigliotti. Played into Phillip. Here's Gigliotti. Back out now to Jin. Goes all the way across to Kelshaw. They're trying to find some sort of opening, some way to break through that stubborn Newcastle defence. Must have thought the linesman was a player there, and it just went out for a throw-in, which it looks like James is going to take. Throws it in now to De Bono. Philip trying to get something for his side. He's stubborn and gritty. There is Sepping. Gigliotti, who passed it to Mutuakil. Out wide from Sepping to Kanai. Sepping finds Kanai, who takes the shot, and it's a brilliant save there from Oscar Archbold. That is Hills United's first major attempt, and that could have been Kanai's third goal of the season. Sorry, he's only scored against the Northern Tigers this season in the Australia Cup, and in the league, which was the last game. So he's looking to add to his goal tally, get 2 goals in 2 games. Hoofed upfield now from Ryan Wood. It's a push down, and it is a win. Gigliotti winning the foul. Oliver Cockle, the culprit. Gigliotti, the victim, winning the foul for his side. Now here is Kelshaw, sending it out wide to Yuki Kanai. Very cunning there as he gets the step overs to get past. And it is a corner. Slight deflection out there from Muddle. Made sure not to get his feet in a muddle there. And it is going to be a corner to be taken by the man that won the corner, Yuki Kanai. Can Hills United get something from this as we strike 21 minutes? Can they get a goal? Definitely against the run of play. Newcastle Jets have been the better side, have had the better chances. So it's now up to Hills United to maybe capitalise from this as they whip it in now, trying to find Mutuakil, but instead it is going to be a throw-in that it looks like James is going to take. As soon as he retrieves the ball, we will be back underway. And here is James to De Bono. It was a beautiful header down from Jin, but that was beautiful play from Oliver Cockle. Newcastle Jets are on the attack now, but it is won by the big man at the back, brick wall, Baka Danakowski. Jin to the big man himself. Big number 4. Lots of resemblances of Virgil van Dijk there at the back. Here's Kanai to Gigliotti. And that wasn't the best touch there. Newcastle Jets almost got something out of nothing from that. De Bono, you don't want to give him some space. You don't want to make a mistake in front of him because he almost capitalised on that, which would have been deadly. We would have had our first goal of the match as we sit 12-degree weather here. So not the coldest of cold, but it is definitely rugging up weather here in Glenwood, home of football, New South Wales. Here we are now, still 0-0. William Ike out now to Luca West, who let the ball go wayward. Couldn't really get a foot onto it. Newcastle Jets' coach is Gary Van Egmond, very famous last name in the footballing scene here in Australia. So nice to see that the young kids have a mentor like that to look up to, and hopefully some of these players can work their way into an A-League contract someday. Angus Muddle has been in an Australian Cup side with Newcastle Jets and has played with some of the Newcastle Jets boys that we all know, like the likes of Grozos and Lachlan Rose. Here is McSeveny. McSeveny now, once again, to James. Cameraman working well here, working overtime. Here's McSeveny. Back now to Archbold. McSeveny. And Oscar Archibald is actually 18 years old and rotates between 18s, 20s and first grade. So, Mr. Reliable, if you will, Oscar Archibald, starting goalkeeper for first grade at only 18 years old. This team is very young, however. It is now a corner for Newcastle. It's going to be Angus Muddle to take. Another young lad at 19 years old. Only recently did he finish school out in Toronto. So he's going to whip it in with some pace now. Newcastle Muddle there. Almost got into the target man. But here is McSeveny. There is Rafty. Trying to find something now. De Bono. Oh, it's an air swing. But it's Muddle who passes it in. And it's the shot. And it's a beautiful save there from Wood. From the shot from Bertoncello. And Newcastle Jets once again have been denied by the likes of Ryan Wood, who is stubborn, wants to make sure that the home side go away with the 3 points. They desperately need it. Won't really change their positions on the table as they are behind 11th by 4 points. But it could bring them closer. Same thing with Newcastle Jets. So it still is pivotal. And my apologies, the Van Egmond is the coach of Hills United, not Newcastle, but still big name in the footballing world here. And it is Philip there who takes the ball out. James bringing in a new ball. Now we have 2 balls on the pitch. Someone's going to have to do with that quickly, and they did. Nice touch there from the linesman. Maybe he should go onto the field. Here's Mutuakil. And James with his hands all over Mutuakil, and he wins the foul. Now Philip there to Sepping. Back now. Kelshaw sends it out wide to Yuki Kanai. Both sides optimizing their wings. And they have now won a foul, Hills United. So both teams loving to optimise their wing power at Hills United and at Newcastle Jets. Fullbacks have both been very busy. Van Egmond is giving directions now to Byron Ginn. Maybe something pivotal, important. But it looks like Hills United going to whip this one in. Doesn't even go past the first man. Luca West just clears that one out. Jin, the man that got given instructions, maybe he can put them into practice now. Here is Sepping trying to find Mutuakil. Instead, it finds the path of James, who gets it out nicely there. William Ike now back. It was the Bono to James, who gets it back to McSeveny, who gets it out to Aru. McSeveny trying to find the next free man. And here it is James. Seems to be the obvious pass always for them. DeBono, not with the best pass there, was intercepted by Sepping, and then once again intercepted by Luca West from the pass from Cameron Phillip. Now here's Muddle. Now here is Aru. McSeveny trying to find the wide man or a pass just through the middle that he can get to. Found a little bit of space. Goes out now to Ike. Here is Muddle. Sends it out now. Cockle, who whips it in. Jin is the one to clear it out. Gigliotti sends it out wide now to Phillip, who has been very busy this game. Both wingers have been. Here is Mutuakil, another busy player. Nice chop there. Looks like it's going to get to Sepping, which it does. Out wide, Phillip trying to find Mutuakil. And Mutuakil concedes a silly foul there. It seems like it is Luca West to win that foul. A little bit of a mini little magician there. Like a little Coutinho in the midfield. Cleared out from William Ake, who is 20-year-old Newcastle Jets known by scoring 8 goals this season in under 20s. So very versatile, very assist-providing player as well. Grabbed an assist in the last game. Very clinical as well. 8 goals. Looking to get his first goal for first grade. William Ake. Lots of players here eligible to play for both 18s, 20s and first grade for Newcastle Jets. So just let that sink in how young this squad is. And to be sitting 5th, playing against some people that are double their age and maybe double their height, it is just a testament to what Newcastle have going over there and their youth programs, which is great to see for the growth of Australian football, Newcastle Jets. And now, speaking of which, they are on the attack, trying to find Bertoncello, but instead it finds Orion Wood. Here is Sepping now. Sends it forward to Dimi Petrados, rocking the mullet. No foul there, and it is play on there. And it is a corner one from the Japanese man, Yuki Kanai. Headed out now. And it's Gigliotti with the shot. Blocked from the back of Ike. And it's the captain trying to get it back down, Kelshaw, but it was Bako Danakowski. And finally, after that stringage of play, the referee has halted the game temporarily. Of course, we do want to still see football playing. Van Egmond urging his team to go higher, play a high line, which is sometimes costly and sometimes costly, but it's also costly to play deep line too. But it's restarted now with Hills United, as looks like their bench players are going to warm themselves up. It is cold, so they do need to get themselves warm if they are going to make a stint. We do have 13 minutes until the end of the first half, and it's still goalless. We didn't make this the match of the round for it to not provide any goals. I can hopefully promise you that there will be goals. It would be very nice to see some. And Hills United now, it's a very unorthodox technique there from Bako Danakowski, but it did end up going to Philip's legs there. And he's back now to Bako Danakowski. It's a nice pass there. Here's Gigliotti playing through the middle and going out wide, which they love to do. Stepping gets the ball and just distributes, which is what we are definitely seeing here. This Dimi Petrados now. Kanai just leaves it. Here is Mutu Akil. Cuts in now. Takes the shot. And hits the wrong side of the net. Walid Mutu Akil, who has 6 goals this season and has started all but one game this season. And his previous club was AC Amiens, as we mentioned, the 6th tier of French football. Now applying his trade down under here at Hills United. Here's Kanai. Found Dimi Petrados. We definitely recognise him from a mile away with that hair. Appeals are for a pass back, as the goalkeeper did pick it up, but it looked like it was not an intentional pass back and it took just the slightest bit of a deflection. Anyway, we move on now. Here's Mutu Akil. Some step overs, but Luca West is having none of that. Young gun Luca West. Here's Gigliotti. Plays it in now to Cameron Phillip. Here is Jin. Goes out to Baka Danakowski. The captain, Kelshaw, gets it out now to Sepping. Jin, Phillip, Gigliotti. Beautiful triangle going on there. They're going to go out wide again, which they do. Phillip been busy. Here's Mutu Akil. Both players brought down there, Mutu Akil and West. That looks to be the battle of the game. And once again, a foul has been won by Rafti. Gianni Rafti winning the foul once again for Newcastle Jets. Rafti there. That is definitely how it is said. Sent out wide, cut. Kiri James intercepting that nicely, and it is Debeno. He was going to call it, but it looks like he wasn't, and James with the pivotal touch. Here is Phillip. Van Egmond was ready to chuck the ball back onto the pitch, but Phillip just found an extra ball. It is Archibald who goes out to Auru. Here is Ike. Ryan Wood to restart for Hills United, rocking the all green. Hills United were in MPO1 last season. Finally kicks it up now, trying to find something. Could not find anyone, so I had to go long. Luca West with the head. And we are just under 9 minutes to go, plus stoppage time, here at Valentine Sports Park in Glenwood. And here is Gin. Sipping on gin and juice, hopefully, before the game. Obviously not during the game, but here is Gin now, who could complement his players nicely, like gin and juice. That's what I was looking for. There we go. Came out in the end. Here is Mutu Akil now. It looked like De Bono was going to foul me, but it's Mutu Akil who's whipping it across the goal and it's falling into the back of the net. And Hills United have the goal. It is Marcus Lau. A bit of a spill there from Oscar Archibald, and Marcus Lau got his foot into the goal. It is Mutu Akil showing his international prowess. And it is a goal for Marcus Lau, who that is now his 11th goal this season. And make that 3 in his last 3 games, and he's a former Manly United player. He also represented Fiji in the Under-20s World Cup. And he loves the Ice Cube song, Today is a Good Day. And it looks like it is going to be a good day for him so far, because he has a goal. Poked in nicely, Mutu Akil and Lau high-fiving each other, complimenting each other very well there. The man that has been to Tahiti and played against Auckland City in New Zealand, Marcus Lal. He's bringing the Lulls onto the pitch with a beautiful placed goal, making it number 11 for him this season, Marcus Lal. A beautiful, beautiful goal. Definitely against the run of play. And he's only 22 years old and he's got plenty left in him. That is younger than me. Marcus Lal has the international experience, grabbed the goal, grabbed this well-deserved H2O. Oscar Archibald looks like he might not be returning to the game, and we could see Jordan Bayliss come onto the pitch, which it looks like we are going to see. We hope that Oscar Archibald is okay, and Jordan Bayliss rotates between under-20s and first grade. Newcastle Jets Nomad. He did start in their 7-0 win in under-20s against NSW. And he's of Austrian background. So Jordan Bayliss coming back now for first grade. A number 1 as the sub-goalkeeper. You don't really see that often. Oscar Archibald has ice on his face. He must have copped it in the head. Obviously, head injuries, not ideal. So we hope that, from everyone here, that he's okay. But we continue. We have football to play. And here is Mutu Akil with an excellent assist. Luca West once again showing his dominance and winning a foul. It's a grudge match between those two. And it is Hills United who now are on the front foot. It was a beautifully poked in goal there by Marcus Lal, so deadly that the goalkeepers had to change. And we have our first card of the game, and I think that is Daniel Bakadanakowski, who is in the books. A big man in stature. We can tell who he is from a mile away. And we have 5 minutes until we go into the second half. And here is Rafty now. It looks like he might take it over Muddle. It is in a promising position. Can they bring themselves back into the game? Is it going to be Rafty or is it going to be Muddle? So number 7, number 6. It looks like it's going to be Muddle. Can he whip something in here? It's going in! And it just trickled over the crossbar. Angus Muddle. That could have been a beautiful way to bring themselves back into the game. Unfortunately, just a whisker away. They needed to buy cat food. And it is still 1-0 here. And Ryan Wood is going to kick us back off into the game. Here's Mutu Akil. Sorry, that was Lau giving it to Mutu Akil. Here with a beautifully won header. Mutu Akil whipped in, saved by Jordan Bayliss, making his presence known on the game. And it looks like the other game on the other field is done. I think it was Sydney Uni and Dunbar. And Fraser Park. But here is Jin, who's going all the way back to Ryan Wood. So far, his defence are combining like gin and juice to keep themselves a clean sheet. Gigliotti loses it to West. That was Ike. Now Bartoncello trying to find something. Here is Dimi Petrados rocking the mullet. It seems like to be flying off his face. Lal and Petrados linking up there nicely. Here is Petrados. Oh, that's a beautiful pass. Whipped in now. Mutu Akil once again with the ball out wide. Taking on James. And a slip there. And it looks like it is intercepted. Trying to find and start again. Glenn Kelshaw. James intercepted. Is De Bono back to James. Despite conceding a goal, he has had a very solid game so far. There's Bayless going out wide to Muddle. Goes back to Aru. There is Luca West. Here is James. Told to come De Bono by James. There is Luca West now. Aru going out wide to Muddle. Their key philosophy seems to be going out wide and trying to find Rafty as well, because he is very crafty, as we can see, who gets it into the box. It's West! And it's beautifully saved there from Ryan Wood. West there with the strike. Mutu Akil, we could hear the clipping of the studs from here, as it is James and Mutu Akil who got in the tussle. But it is looks like we are going to continue. Hills United free kick. Here's Bakr Danakovsky, the big Macedonian wall at the back. That's a beautiful ball if it can find the player, but it finds Muddle's head instead. And here is Jordan Bayless, who's restarting now with James. Sent upfield to Rafty. Here is a Muddle. Rafty has gone back now to Aru. James out now to... Sorry, that was McSeventy out to James. Whipped in now. Bagodanakovsky headers that one, and it was finally dealt with by Hills United. Muddle wants to keep the ball into play, but unfortunately he couldn't, but it is their throw regardless. Throws it in now. Here's Aru as the clock is about to strike the 45th minute. Goal did come from Marcus Lull, adding to his tally this season. And it is 2 minutes of additional time added on. I just saw the linesman indicate to the coach. So there you go. You all are welcome, for those that are wondering. We have 2 minutes of stoppage time added on as the clock strikes 7:50 here. Didn't start right on time. And Ryan Wood looking to find something here, as we have half of goals. I promise you there would be goals, and there was a goal. So there is De Bono trying to find Oliver Cockle, but it's cleared out near the toilets. No one has been hit, which is a great sign. Here is James going back now to McSeventy, rocking number 3. Here's Garangaru. Continues now the ball, playing centre-back. He's still there, taking the shot. Blocked by Jin from the shot by Bartoncello. Here is Aru. Gets back into place now. Here is Rafty. Goes back to Muddle, who whips it in. Finds the head of Phillip. Falls now to James, who's in the box. Whips it in now. Beautifully touchdown! And it isn't once again trickled out. Rafty seems to be delivering for Newcastle Jets, providing to his players. It was Javier Bertoncello. Javier Bertoncello, who could not find the back of the net once again. They are getting in their box, Newcastle Jets. This would be a big win for Hills United if they do manage to keep this lead. Here is Ryan Wood hoofing the ball up. And it is half-time here. Do not go anywhere. We will be back in 15 minutes. It is Hills United 1, Newcastle Jets 0. Definitely lots to play for still as this game trickles onto half-time. Both sides still have plenty to go left in their engine. And I can guarantee you now that this game is not done yet with the goals. Half-time here is Hills United 1, Newcastle Jets 0. We'll be back in 15 minutes. If you finish your cup of tea, now is your chance to go grab a new one and grab a new blanket. Bring some more people to watch the game too, as we are here at Valentine Sports Park. And I'll be back. We will be back in 15 minutes. Hello all and welcome back here to Valentine Sports Park for the second half of the National Premier League League 1 Men's tongue twister there again between Hills United and Newcastle Jets. It is 1-0 here. 1-0 here at Valentine Sports Park thanks to a goal from Marcus Lau for Hills United. Definitely against one of play, Newcastle Jets have shown better chances, but it's not about the better chances, it's about goals at the end of the day. And I can guarantee you that there will be more of those as the game continues to play right now. And we have another 45 minutes to go, so do not go anywhere. It is Luca West starting us off with a hoof into the mixer. That was not very eventful there. And it is Sepping. Sends it long now, but could not find Phillip. Thrown in now to James. And it is getting a lot colder here now that we can see the breath of people on the field and in the stands. And it is a free kick. Few words exchanged there. And Hills United win themselves. A free kick. Everyone around us rugged up and ready to go for what is going to be a second half of wonders as we hit 11 degrees. And now we're going to hopefully see some more football brilliance as we have seen throughout this game. I think it is going to be whipped into the box now. Whipped in now. And a free kick is won by Newcastle Jets. And it looks like it is Ethan De Bono who was the victim of that foul. And it is not Ryan Wood, that's the... It is Jordan Bayliss who gives it to Aru. Giving it now to McSeveny. McSeveny goes back to Jordan Bayliss. Giving it now to Aru. Passed in as they go through the middle this time. Here's Ike and West going out wide as they love to do. As it's a muddle. One there cleverly by Rafty. Out wide now. Here is James. That beautiful pass inside the box. And it is a goal kick. Oliver Cockle took the last touch of the ball. The 17-year-old who rotates between 18s, 20s and first grade with 10 goals this season and a brace in the last game. A 4-1 win against NSW FC. Here is Luca West now. Whipped in. And easy hands there from Ryan Wood. Yeah, so Oliver Cockle definitely is a one to watch in the Australian football scene. Scoring against grown men. Well, he hasn't even hit his 18th birthday yet. And have school on Monday. Whipped in now. Cleared away by Luca West. There was De Bono. It is now a Hills United throw. Hills United taking the throw. Now it was Gigliotti. Newcastle panicking at the back here. They do win a throw in and happy to get that dealt with as soon as they could, which they did. It's whipped. Found Bertoncello. Now here is Muddle. Gets it inside. It was Luca West who was contesting that. Here's Phillip. Not the pass, and there was no advantage given and no foul given there by the referee. Has been another foul has been given there by the referee, much to the dismay of Hills United. Newcastle Jets win themselves another free kick. Here is Muddle. 2 hands in the air, means it's ready to go. Whipped in now. Not the best whippage there. Whipped back in now. Headed up there by Mech 70. Every player is in the other half. And Luca West covers for his compatriot. Here is Aru, who goes into Mech 70. Sends it out wide to James. Here's Luca West. Out wide. Muddle. Sent in through, and it looks like it is Ryan Wood who's going to start us off once again with the goal kick. For those who are just tuning in, it is 1-0 to Hills United, thanks to a goal from Marcus Lal. Hills United do sit 12th, and which is very good for them. And this win, if they can get it, and Newcastle Jets sit 5th. Kanai, it is intercepted there from Muddle. And here is the goalkeeping prowess of Jordan Bayliss, who actually is a substitution. He is not the starting keeper. Starting keeper, Oscar Archbold, had a collision when the goal was put into the back of the net. We hope that he is okay. So he is off the field, and we have Jordan Bayliss, Austrian descent, who is on the field now, replacing him. As there seems to be another game now across the other Valentine pitch as Fraser Park are playing. I think it looks like they're against Sydney Uni. Beautifully worked there from Rafty. Now here's Rafty. Now here's Muddle, who gives it in to De Bono. Deflection, pivotal deflection too. And it is a corner. Much to the dismay of Hills United. The ref told to put his head into the game, apparently. And it is Kiri James to take this. Can Newcastle Jets get their opening goal of the game, put themselves back into the match? They are coming off a 4-1 massive win against the NSW FC, who are a title contender. Cleared away. And it looks like it's going to be Muddle to take the throw. Goes into Debono, and it is... Sorry, it goes into Cockle, and it is a goal kick. The 70-year-old holding his own against the adults. And Hills United restart. Here's Kanai. The man hailing from Japan gives it to Gigliotti. And here is Jin. Byron Jin does not even have a photo on my notes, and neither does Kyle Mc70. That's beautifully worked there from James. An unfortunate touch from Debono. Newcastle Jets coach urging his side to win the ball back. Hoofed up now. Hills United just trying to retain possession and make sure that Newcastle Jets do not even get a looking on goal. And they are on the counter. Here is the man hailing from Japan with the ball, who gives it back to the captain. Here is Gigliotti. Damien Zane is the coach of Newcastle. Van Egmont, coach of Hills United, very famous name in the Australian football sphere, for those that did miss that. A foul is won there by Aru. Van Egmont telling his team to not be too deep. Luca West gives it back now. Set out wide. And it is a throw in now for Hills United, looking to maintain the lead as it goes all the way back to Ryan Wood. Hoofs it upfield. Trying to find, looks the target man. The referee has stopped the play, but it looks like he'll be okay. As Kanai here just gets a bit of hydration into him. Maybe just a tactical stop to help his team get a bit more energy and blood flowing into their system. And we look like we're going to be underway soon. It's Ryan Wood, who also looks to be on his feet, on the ground. Maybe it is the cold weather getting the best of these players. The physio is on the pitch now. Well, we have this stoppage of play. Just a reminder that next week, if you want some more League One men's action, both sides play at the same time next week. Newcastle Jets are hosting Dulwich Hill, and Hills United travel to SD Raiders. And they broke Newcastle Jets coming off a 4-1 win against New NSW FC. Hills United coming off a massive 2-0 win against the Northern Tigers, who are one of the top teams. So Hills United know how to beat the top. So far they're doing that, and maybe they can retain that. We will see when the keeper gets up. Shout out to our referees, Nicholas Farmer, Joshua Kermon, and Lawson Edwards Viadta here. Looks like we have lots of players just on the floor, just trying to keep themselves warm, which is essential when you're playing in these conditions, and you've just stopped running for a little bit. You have to keep yourselves warm. We hope that the goalkeeper is okay. Looks like he's up on his feet, which is a good sign to hear. Might have just been a cold cramp. That happens, But can we just say that those houses that are in the distance, in the view, have a beautiful view of beautiful football here. And hopefully someone seems to like that in the crowd, and they are missing out, so they should better get themselves up and watch this beautiful League One action, as has officially brought itself back underway now. Here is Luca West. The coach not happy with that decision. Trying to get his side into the game again. Cleared up now. And in League One news action, Blacktown Spartans are beating the Bonnyrigg White Eagles, as I've ever heard. So I will let you know how that does affect these standings. Both sides are 4 points off the other teams that are above them. We do have other scores that I can share to you. Northern Tigers did beat Interlions 3-0. Canterbury Bankstown drew 2-2 with Hakoah Sydney City East. Dulwich Hill beat Bankstown City Lions 2-1. And Radley Lions beat SD Raiders 2-1, which is a massive win. I actually did drive past that on the way to this game. Adam Mogul getting himself another goal. UNSW and Mounties drew 1-1. With Thomas Culligan once again with a goal. And how that affects the leaderboard. SD Raiders, that puts Newcastle now into 6th position based off the result. With a win could put them into 5th. As they sit on 28 and 28. The loss for Interlions does help Newcastle Jets, as Interlions sit 7th with 28. Blacktown are currently beating Bonnyrigg, so that might not help Newcastle's case, as they are on 27. And Bonnyrigg sit bottom place. And Newcastle Jets were actually deducted 3 points earlier on in the season as well. So... And Hills United now, after the Dulwich Hill win, sit 13th. So if they can win, they will be tying 12th with them. However, Mounties Wanderers losing does help them. So does affect the standings here, these wins, as SD Raiders do have to face Hills United. So it is going to be some big action here. We are halfway through the game and halfway through the season. So a win for Newcastle could put them into 5th, above Radley. So it is all to play for now here. And do not go anywhere at Valentine Sports Park. Now here is Rafty, who's got the shot. And it is a goal kick. The Newcastle fans giving a bit of a hello. As both sets of teams, benches, warm themselves up for the game, to hopefully maybe bring themselves on as an impact sub. There is 28 minutes now or so to go, but there'll be more stoppage time than the 2 minutes that we had in the first half. Here is Angus Muddle. Once again, gone out wide. These two linking up together quite well. Angus Muddle and Gianni Rafty, who just lost the ball. Here is Yuki Kanai, giving it to Dimi Pacharos with rocking the mullet game. A mullet and a rat tail. That is a deadly combination, that. And to put that on your hair makes it even more deadly. Here is Aru. Out wide now to Muddle from the pass from Ike. finding Rafty again. Crafty with his feet. And it is Wood who tipped the ball. Newcastle just could have capitalised on that if they had a man surrounding him, but it remains goalless. Hills United now looking to counter-attack. And it is a throw-in to the aforementioned club. As the field and the weather grows colder, the players' tensions rise higher, as it is all to play for still. A 1-goal lead is a dangerous lead in football. We know that as a 2-1 lead is the most... biggest scoreline, most popular scoreline too in football. And usually when I commentate games, there's probably an average of 2-3 goals. So definitely that average is going down as we speak from this game. But that is okay, because we're here watching some beautiful League One men's football action here, with Hills United now on the ball. That was about to change, but it was a foul. The referee not allowing them to go quick. I think he wants the ball back. Kanai not happy with that. The former Mounties Wanderers and Radomi Lions footballer. His former side are sitting just above the Newcastle Jets. You can see the young faces on these Newcastle lads. They are pushing it to the limit. They're continuing now. Put down here by Bertoncello. Back now to Ike. McSeveny to Aru, who wasn't even on the sheet last week and does take Roman Carnosa's number 2, who rotates between first grades and under 20s, 19 years old. So he did play under 20s, not first grade this time around. So it looks like the number 2 is just shared around. Here is Aru. Out now to Angus Muddle. Cleared away. Air swung there, but a shot! McSeveny tries to get his side back into it. It could have been a tactical air swing there from Ethan DeBoto. Only he knows that if that is correct, but we'll just say that it was. It could have been an air swing assist as well. But it is now back in with Hills United. Continue now. Here's Gigliotti, who wins a foul for his side. Here is the captain, Glenn Kelshaw, who we can talk a bit about now, who has started all but 2 games this season. Mr. Glenn Kelshaw. And Yuki Kanai tried to fool the other players, but instead fooled himself. Linesman does wanted a foul, but the referee goes against his linesman, and play does continue with Newcastle Jets. Cleared away. Here's Hills United now. Puts his body on the line there. Luca West. He may be little, but he puts his body on the line. And a free kick is won by Newcastle Jets. And not happy with the decision there. He is a yellow card there. For Hills United. And I think that is going to Walid Mutuakil. And I think that we might have some substitutions maybe getting ready. It looks like we do have some substitutions getting ready now for Newcastle Jets to try and get themselves back into the game. I will let you know who comes on and who comes off as soon as the substitution happens. Here is Gigliotti now. Not the greatest challenge there, and it is a yellow card for Kyle McSeveny. Crunched him and crunched the burger. Now we have coming on to the pitch is Mackie Buetna. And Lucas Johnson. So Mackie Buetna and Lucas Johnson are the ones to come on. And it looks like it is, I think, Oliver Cockle and Gianni Rafti that come off. Both of them not very, it is William Ike that comes off. Not very happy to both with the result happening so far. It is a battle between Kanai and Aru. They wanted a penalty, but instead Kanai gets back up on his feet, trying to find a double to get his side comfortably into the lead as the clock strikes 69. And it's played back from Gigliotti as it falls to the captain Kelshaw. There was Buck Danakowski. Kelshaw. It's a nice touch there from the young lad, well, one of the young lads, Oliver Cockle. Here's Luca West now. We have 20 or so minutes to go here at Valentine Sports Park in Glenwood. Will this be a successful trip to Sydney for the Newcastle boys, or will Hills United spoil the toils and make it a night to forget, or possibly a night of sharing with the draw? That's all to find out in the last 20 minutes. Sharing is caring, but in football it's not. So we shall see what happens in the last 20 or so minutes, and it looks like it is a substitution coming on for Hills United as well. I can tell you who it is, but we will tell you once that happens, and it is a foul conceded by Oliver Cockle. He's just warming himself up a bit as the jumper comes off, and the substitution will be officially confirmed as very soon. Obviously cannot happen right now at this stage. Ball needs to be out of play, for those who do not know. Or it just needs to be a stoppage in play for it to happen. Now here is Kanai. Hence why there is added time for those types of substitutions. Blocked there by Mike Buetna, who did start last game. Shot on! And Oliver Cockle could have added to his tally there. And it looks like we have Jordan Lane coming on to the pitch, who has started all but 3 games now this season, not to be confused by Jordan Lane, the MP full ride. And he has made his 50th appearance for first grade at the club on the 9th of April, and has also played abroad. And speaking of players abroad, Yuki Kanai comes off for Jordan Lane, like for like replacement. Here is Jordan Lane now, who gets his first touch of the ball. Now here's Dimi Petrados, who still managed to maintain the ball there. Not the best touch from McSeveny, but he looks like he retained it well. But it falls straight back to Lane, whose first touch was woeful there. He's got fresh legs too, so there's no excuses there. There is a stoppage in play. It looks like Walid Mutuakil's night is done. I think he's got a pulled muscle, a cramp, something to do maybe with the cold, but it looks like Moutoukil's night is finished. The French Moroccan, who's played in 6th tier of French football, he is holding his hamstring, so it doesn't look good for him. We hope that it is not too serious there. And it looks like it is a substitution and now for Hills United. I will tell you who that is in a sec because there must have been a number mishap here within the clubs themselves. There is a number mishap here. That might be Ashton Gauchi. There is Jordan Lane now. Here is Dimi Pajano, sends it through to Jordan Lane. Could double the lead here. Squares it up, and it is Aro who says no. Jordan Lane using the fresh legs, and Hills United once again capitalising on the wing. And they have a corner. Looks like a lot of players are starting to feel the cold. Getting water, Voltaren, whatever it is, to keep themselves going for the last 15 minutes. And I know that a lot of these players are going to head straight for a nice warm bath after this. It is definitely needed. Byron Gin there. And it's almost fell into the back of the net there. Substitute goal. It looked like it fell in. It was a brilliant corner. No. But now we have 15 minutes or so to go. Sent out wide now to Petrados. Now here is Jordan Lane. Whipping it in. And it is fallen into the back of the net. And it is a substitute goal. All the pivotal there. I think that is Ashton Gauchi. He is wearing was supposed to wear number 31, but it is number 91 who gets the goal and puts Hills United doubling their lead. It was a work of brilliance from Van Egmond. He brought on those two players, and they both contributed to that goal. Jordan Lane with the cross. Ashton Gauchi finishing off his dinner. And it is 2-0 to the good here for Hills United. It will be very hard for Newcastle to get themselves back into the game. However, I have seen it happen before in the commentary box. It's not over till it's over, as they say. It's not over till the fat lady sings, is what they also say. And it is a goal of brilliance there. And it is 2-0 to Hills United. Substitutes popping up and working together to help their side double their lead, and that is exactly what they have done. And it looks like Hills United are going to just sit back and allow Newcastle to play some possession ball for a bit. That's a beautiful switch there to James from Morel. Maru. There's Jordan Lane. Sends Dimi Petrados, who's wearing that famous number 10. Told to keep the ball that way. Here's Aru. Lost there by Jordan West. Aru just had to clear and avert the danger, which he has done so far. A very pivotal goal there for Hills United. And there is the captain, Glenn Kelshaw. Ryan Wood, the keeper. There is Bucko Danakowski. Back to Ryan Wood, back on his feet. He was on the floor for about 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, this could be something. This could be pivotal for Newcastle Jets. It is a shot on. Muddle with the shot, as well as the substitute Lucas Johnson, but it is Ryan Wood who cleans it up. and deals with the danger. The Newcastle Jets warm-up coach almost stacked it there. I was the only one that did see that. Newcastle Jets are not done yet. They want that goal. Looks like he is onside the captain, Bertoncello, who does find one of the substitutes in Buetna. Here is Maru, takes the shot, and it was a beautiful, big defensive block there from Baka Danakowski. Now there's Lal. That's a beautiful pass there to Sepping, showing why he indeed is a young Fiji under-20s player who has played in the under-20s World Cup. It is played in now. And Huge United are without Oscar Felipe Nieto Rava, the Colombian-born from Bogota, not playing tonight. And it looks like they are missing him. But clearly not missing him enough, as Hills United are 2-0 up. Bit of trickery there from Petrados to Jordan Lane. It did work. Petrados has acres to run now. Here's Lowell. More trickery there. It was Gigliotti who did lose the ball there. Newcastle Jets ready to counter with De Bono. Lost. And it was Bako Danakowski starting his play. And it looks like Newcastle Jets might make another substitution. Another young lad to come on. They're just trying to get themselves a goal. Could even be 2 substitutions. We will know shortly. And it is whipped in now. Newcastle Jets still with a promising attack. But that is not how you're going to get yourselves another goal. Not a clean tackle at all there from Newcastle Jets. And speaking of the club, they will bring on some substitutions. We have Archie Brideson ready to come on. And I think now it will be number 11. And we have Cooper Vimpani, who was number 16 now is wearing number 19. Yep, it is Captain Javier Bertoncello and youngster Oliver Cockle. I can tell you a bit about the lads that did come on. Archie Brideson is a 17-year-old who rotates between under-18s, under-20s and first grade, making the move across the highway, the M3, for the Central Coast Mariners Academy, and has all 3 goals this season for under-20s. While Cooper Vimpani is 19 years old as well, a Newcastle Jets nomad who rotates between under-20s and first grade, has 7 goals this season and scored in their 8-0 win against Blacktown Spartans on the 31st of May in round 17. Newcastle Jets under-20s do actually sit second. They've scored plenty of goals, but it is MacArthur who are just on top of them. So a 19 and a 17-year-old have come on. One of them are school tomorrow. School on Monday, sorry. And Newcastle Jets really using their youngsters, as we have another stoppage of play that will definitely add on to the additional stoppage time that is already going to be played. And it looks like we are well and truly underway, with Ryan Wood to kick us off, literally and figuratively. Ryan Wood. Hooped upfield now, headed down. There is the substitute with his first touch of the ball, Archie Brideson. Hills United now with another attack, but it's gone all the way back to Baka Danakowski, out wide to Jordan Lane. Didn't hit that very sweetly, but it has fallen to Lal. But one nicely there by Buetna, who will take the throw. Buetna is actually working his age on his jersey, so he is number 18, making him 18 years old. Quick maths. And it's out now to Newcastle Jets looking to try and get themselves back into the match. And they've won themselves a free kick. As the clock strikes at 83rd minute, it is still 2-0 here. 8:45 Australian Eastern Standard Time as well, or 8:44 to be actually precise. It's an all-pivotal touch there from Glenn Kelshaw. Thrown in now. Newcastle Jets trying to get themselves back into this game, whether that's with 2 goals or 1 goal or 3 goals. You never know. It is football and anything can happen. Here is Jordan Bayliss. Had a clean sheet until the goal was put into the back of the net from the substitute Ashton Gauchi. Switches on. And this is Newcastle with the attack. Shots on! But it's safe hands there from Ryan Wood. Another substitute goal. Cooper Vimpani could have given Newcastle a crucial goal, but instead it is saved in the hands of Ryan Wood. It falls straight to Lowell after a few bounces and wins the throw-in for his side. And here is Jordan Lane to take the throw. It will be a late night for these sides, by the time they get out of the car park, get changed into their gear. Definitely for Newcastle, if they've got to drive all the way back. So far, they're driving back in despair, as their trip is going to be marked with despair and sadness, which has been caused by Hills United. It's going to be whipped in now. Every single person that is in the grandstand is rugged up, and I can tell you that there are blankets, there are hoodies. Oh, and it's a strike! Something fancy there from Marcus Lowell. We have seen a scissor. We have seen a bicycle kick go in the past when I'm commentating. In the last game I did, Sharks and Sydney United. So that would have sealed it in style. Marcus Lowell, the Fiji under-20s player. Played against the likes of Auckland City. Got his side to the under-20s World Cup. Has been to Tahiti, which I think is just a cool fact. Cool country, that cool little place of the world the Pacific Islands are. Especially in their football scene. Definitely growing. One day we'd like to see the likes of one of those little island nations make the actual World Cup proper. New Zealand have. And while we speak of nations making the World Cup, shout out to the Socceroos for making their 6th consecutive World Cup. As we have 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go. There is Aru Mackay Bwetner was urged to go forward, but the ball was going forward at that point. Forward again, trying to find something. It looks like Bakadanakoski was going to win that. And it's going to be a corner for Newcastle Jets. Can they get something? And they have every single player bar 2 going into the box. Bar McSeveny. Looks like they're all going into the box now. They must have heard what I was saying. McSeveny just lurks outside. Another player lurks outside. Woodsy is the one to get the ball, and Newcastle Jets need to pounce and get back quickly to stop this Hills United counter-attack. There is the goal scorer of the second goal. And Muddle gets back just in time to stop that attack. There is Luca West, who rotates between 20s and first grade, 18 years old, 1 goal this season. There is Aru. And the referee has given a foul against Hills United. Aru just wanted to start the game as soon as possible. Here is Newcastle Jets now. They know the job is not done yet for Hills United, trying to make it as hard for them as possible to add more to their lead. Here is Marcus Lal. Both the goals from Hills United did come from wingers, so we know that they love to use the wing, so it's keeping the fullbacks busy here. Apologies. Now here is Jordan Lane now to take the throw. Whipped into Lull. Will we see more substitutions from both sides? We don't think so, as the clock does strike 88. And Cameron Phillip sends it back to Ryan Wood. Here is Angus Muddle. Gigliotti intercepts in style. And now Muddle is the one to concede a free kick and get himself in a muddle. And we now have a substitution. It is going to be Wade Giovanelli to come on, number 7 for Hills United. For who, though, is the question. As Wade Giovanelli, it looks like it's going to be Dimi Petrados who's going to be coming on. Wade Giovanelli is a Hills United nomad with 2 goals this season. They both came in the 4-0 cup set against Manly United in the Australian Cup on Tuesday, the 22nd of April. So here he is now, number 7. Wade Giovanelli. His photo that I have here is staring down into the camera. He's hopefully going to try and stare down on goal and get another one. Here's Lull. Easy peasy lemon squeezy there for Jordan Bayliss. And it looks like Newcastle Jets are once again trying to get an attack. Jordan Lane with the intercept to Lull, the first goal scorer. Aru with a beautiful tackle there. And the clock strikes 90. And it looks like there's going to be 6 minutes of time added on for the game. 6 minutes left for Newcastle Jets. Maybe get a consolation, or maybe even get 2 goals. You never know. They would have to be in 3 minutes each goal. Or can Hills United hold on to the lead, or even get another one? There is 6 more minutes to go. You might think the game is over. Well, I'm letting you know that it's far from over. There is Gigliotti in a foot race with De Bono. They both seemed to not get anything out of that, but Cladders. And Van Egmond urging his Hills United side to just hold shape as the clock strikes the 90th minute. We are into the stoppage time now. Here is Aru. That is a ball, beautiful ball there from Aru to James. His photo replicates exactly what he loves to do, which is cross the ball. But it wasn't a pretty cross there, as it falls straight into the hands of Ryan Wood. Captain continuing now. There is Jordan Lane. The ball is out. Glenn Kelshaw, the one to put the ball out. The Hills United are sponsored by Legia, but the Hills United assistants was not happy with that call. Telling you, they keep going to the end, these sides. Even if it's 2-0, 4-0, 5-0, 12-0. They keep going until the end. Because in football, it's not over till that whistle blows. There's Lal. Giovanelli. Out wide now to Cameron Phillip, who has been very, very busy this game. The wingers having a big impact on the game tonight. Thrown in now. Not long to go, ladies and gentlemen, but definitely. Here's Lull. It looks like it took a deflection and it is a corner. An all pivotal deflection there. That could have been a brace for Marcus Alal. But instead, it is a corner for Hills United. Won by Marcus Alal. And it looks like we have maybe around 4 minutes or so to go. And the game will finish just before 9 o'clock. And Hills United now with the corner, short corner. I think they're just going to take it to the corner, just waste a bit of time there. Looks like it worked as Hills United get the ball again. People in the sidelines talking about new Nike products. That is the power of consumerism. Nike, big figure in the footballing world. Any whistle that Hills United desperate to hear that final whistle so that they know that their job is done. Newcastle Jets dreading the final whistle. They don't want the job to be done. One of the spectators does have McDonald's. That does look good. And as I said that, he falls over. And we are continuing to go. Here's Buetna. No foul calls. Gigliotti. Oh, it's whipped in nicely there from Bridson. With the goal kick. Burton. But there was nothing they could do about that one. As Van Eggerman said, it is all about game management for the last few minutes. Vimpani with the flick there. It is all about game management as they manage the last remaining minutes of the match. Not long to go here at Valentine Sports Park. Hills United are up 2-0 thanks to goals from Marcus Alal and Ashton Gauchi. Aru went flying there and got nothing but grass, synthetic grass. Headed up from Bakadanikowski, Ryan Wood to hold the ball. That should do it here. There shouldn't be much longer now here at Valentine Sports Park, as the game will definitely conclude here with a Hills United win, which is very pivotal for their season. And Newcastle Jets, a loss, might close the gap and open it between the sides below them, but definitely close it between the ones on top of them. The win for Radomi definitely helped with that gap. They pushed Newcastle Jets down to 6th. And they will have a long ride home, each and every single one of these players. Here is Marcus Alal. Aru gets a yellow card. The last piece of cheese to be shown in the match. Despite some calls of a red, not last man, but it looks like this might be the last kick of the game here for Hills United. Looks like Hills United are going to whip this one in for a last-ditch effort to make it a third goal, as Marcus Alal and Giovanelli work something here. I think they're just going to try and take it to the corner and waste some time. And just like that, it is full time here at Valentine Sport Park in Glenwood. It is Hills United 2, Newcastle Jets 0 in the match of the round for the League One Men's National Premier Leagues. That is round 19 done and dusted, with Marcus Lowell and Ashton Gauchi, the goal scorers. Assists from Wahid Mutawakil and Jordan Lane. Great game of substitutes for Hills United
They came in clutch, delivered when they needed to deliver, and go away with all 3 points. I have been Christos Mavromastakis. That is me done for this evening. May you all enjoy your weekend. For those that are travelling in Newcastle back to Newcastle, safe travels back to the Newie, and stay blessed and have a great rest of your night. Go finish your Saturday night now with a nice football movie. I recommend Goal, a nice cup of coffee, and bedtime. But goodbye for now.